Hello, welcome to the White House. I'm President Jimmy Carter, and I approve this message.
My husband in 1946, he has proved himself to be a hardworking, responsible, and positive man. When I first met him, he was quite shy, but I soon learned that he is a very compassionate and confident person. Even though he does have an angry side sometimes, he rarely exhibits it in front of others.
I attended college at the Georgia Institute of Technology. After that, I went to the United States Naval Academy and got my Bachelor of Science degree.
His battle with former President Ford was a difficult one, with Jimmy winning by just 2%. Before he ran for president, Jimmy gained political experience by becoming the governor of Georgia. His democratic views and former governance helped him to win the election.
When I became president, I knew I wanted to help to protect the environment. So, I passed the American Clean Air Act in 1977. That stopped corporations and factories from leaching harmful contaminants into our air. From then on, I passed several other different environmental acts, including the most recent called the Superfund Act, which was passed in 1980.
When President Carter assumed office in 1977, the economy was just emerging from a recession. The inflation rate in 1977 was about 6.8, but it did increase to about 11% by 1979. The high inflation rates were primarily caused by increasing oil rates.
In 1979, the United States faced a giant oil crisis. In response, I wrote and presented the Crisis of Confidence speech. This speech told Americans that they needed to reduce the amount of foreign oil that they use. After that, I installed solar panels on the White House roof to be more efficient.
We realized that U.S. dependence on foreign oil was detrimental and needed to be decreased by all economically feasible methods. The point of the Renewable Energy Resources Act was to encourage more cost-effective energy resources and to initiate the recycling of renewable energy.
My husband is also very involved in foreign affairs and dealing with human rights.
President Carter believes that foreign policy should be a reflection of American morals. He is highly focused on advocating for human rights. While previous presidents have ignored the human rights abuses of America's allies, President Carter has taken actions to prevent these from happening. He has established the Country Reports on Human Rights Practices, which gives a full report on human treatment in foreign countries. With my help, he has bettered relationships with China. He has convinced Congress to give control of the Panama Canal back to Panama, despite public disagreement. And he has also signed the Camp David Accords, which has improved relationships between Israel and Egypt. However, one of his less satisfactory foreign interventions is the Iranian hostage crisis, where it took 444 days to save the people of the American embassy.
I feel that all of the acts and legislations that I've put towards foreign policies are very, very important to helping keep global peace.
For some reason, Congress and President Carter didn't agree on many terms. We did shoot down his consumer protection package, and President Carter did veto our public works package, but we did agree and work together on increasing minimum wage and also decreasing transportation costs. So also the Superfund was a success, which allowed us to clean up toxic waste.
I believe that Jimmy will be remembered for years to come. His ideals will set precedent for future presidents.
Jimmy Carter was primarily elected because he resonated more with the average American. He was more of just a citizen than just another politician. He completely fell in love with everything America stood for and everything America was, and I think that's what everyone will remember about him.
President Carter was successful in most of his foreign affairs, and he was a role model for presidents to come.
If I only have one hope for the future, it is that my presidency helps the world become a better place. If only America can devise the right formula, the world will stop being what it is and become what we want it to be.
We hope you enjoyed your look into Jimmy Carter's presidency.
Thank you, and please vote for me in the upcoming election against Ronald Reagan. Have a good night. It's not Clinton, it's...
Also, this is so okay.
Needed to You could do this.
That stopped corporations and factories from leaching harmful contaminants into our air.